What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I appreciate you taking the time. This lighting completely blows, but we're setting up shop downstairs of the Smith residence tonight. The bathroom looks to be pretty much done, just some trimming and things that need to be finished up, but very excited because that means now the office gets to be done and I get to get my effing office back and stop making videos all across the globe. So that'll be great, but appreciate you all bearing with me through these tough times. It has been truly tough times, but look, if it's lagging, anything like that, I really do apologize. Without the Ethernet, things like that, this internet sucks in this area, even with the top dog. So it is what it is, but we're here tonight getting ready for week 2 of training camp. Practice number 5 will be underway. We'll have our first back-to-back practices tomorrow and Friday, so let's effing go. I'll keep you up to date with all that stuff, but we're going to get into this. We're going to look at the roster, a couple of changes here, so position by position, we'll take a gander quickly. Then we'll look at the top 15 battles. Some things have changed, but a lot of things to talk about, so let's effing get going. My man Justin, appreciate you. My dude Drew, let's effing go. I hope you're all having yourselves a great night. Swagger McDaddy, let's effing go. Time to talk some birds here tonight. All you sickos taking the time here live, really can't thank you enough. But look, if you're watching this later, you can always chime in down below. I'm always down to talk some birds. But I really appreciate that, man. Cannot thank you enough. Hopefully you've been enjoying all of these series I've been trying to put out when it comes to the draft and training camp. And man, this lighting really sucks. But look, those kind words, I cannot thank you enough. I'm doing what I can to provide you guys with as much as I can throughout this off season. I know it is very, very trying times, but my man, doing well, William. Hope you are well also. Cannot thank you enough for taking the time. Ready to be able to take a shower in my own home. Ready to just enjoy my office again. So that's going to take a little time here, but I'm ready to rock and roll. So let's effing go. Now, I told you we're going to take a look at this roster first by position. You'll get to see everybody. You want to pause it, you want to save it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do, but you'll get to see what this entire roster looks like, which guys I have as locks, who I have on the bubble, and then we'll go over the top 15 battles. But let's get rocking and rolling. Your comments are more than welcome. Love to hear what you have to say here, but we know Jalen Hurts, his backup, Mariota. Then the question is, do we even keep it third? We talked about the 40 whiners getting that new rule made. So, well, it's an old one that was brought back. So do we keep a third guy? One of these guys, probably just a practice squad quarterback that you can dress on game day. Why not? That's where I think the Eagles will go. But, hey, maybe one of these guys is good enough. You keep them as QB3. Then you see at running back, added Swift, added Penny. I'm very excited about it. Kenny G, I still think has a big piece, a big part of this offense ahead. So I'm excited about him. We'll talk about the depth behind him. How many are we going to keep there? Then at wide receiver, another position. But this one, man, you've got 12 guys essentially, but Devin Allen right now on that NFI list. So therefore, he does still count against the roster. But if he doesn't come off that list, then he can start the season on that list, and he'll have to miss the first 6 weeks. He can start practicing, has to miss the first 8 games, though, if he's on that list. Now, if he does come back and get hurt, that's a whole new ball game. He would have to go on IR. He can't go on that NFI list again. But he's competing with guys like Covey Ward, Cleveland, and now you have Rambo, Nada, Hazelwood, Deion Kane recently brought back. So a lot of competition back there. We know in the front end, we've got Quez and Alameda battling it out. But look, either way, 3 and 4 looking good to me. So love this wide receiver group. Then the tight ends, another room that I think has a lot of talent, but some big question marks here. Who are going to be 2-3? Do you keep 4? I mean, a lot of question marks for Tyree Jackson, a freak athlete, got the size, got the athleticism, but also got a big injury history. So we'll see what goes down here. We know tight end 1, man, Dallas Goedert is that dude. Then on the offensive line, got a lot of questions at tackle. Jack Driscoll can back up either of those guys. Love that dude. He's a lock for me. But beyond that, Dennis Kelly recently signed. Does he make the roster? Brett Toth, very versatile. Have him playing some center this training camp. So he can play tackle, guard, center now. So that's a very versatile piece. You got Roderick and Fred Johnson. And then undrafted kids in Trevor Reed and Chim Okorafor. So some competition at the outside tackles, and looking forward to see with the pads on. We'll get our second practice tomorrow with pads. who wants to win themselves a job. Now, at right guard, it's between Jurgens and Steen. Then we know next to him will be Jason Kelce and Landon Dickerson. But do we keep another interior guy? Does Jack Driscoll provide you enough depth? Does the other guy besides Jurgens or Steen, whoever doesn't win, is that enough depth for you? So do you keep another tackle? Do you keep another guard? How many are you keeping total? So a lot of question marks on that offense. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, man, a lot of great competition. I love what's going on here, and it's going to be sad to see some of these guys go because some people will have to get cut. But look at the interior guys here. Oh, yeah. I mean, the top four, no questions. But beyond that, man, you signed Street, you drafted a Jomo, Noah Ellis, he's healthy now. So Marlon Tuipulotu back from injury as well. Going to be a lot of competition there. How many interior defensive linemen do you keep? And then how many edge rushers do you keep? You got a lot of guys there. Matt Leo just retired, so he's out of the mix. Now it's down to 9. But Derek Barnett, he's closer to a lock for me with that money moving around. But, that really helps you in the long run, helps the Eagles in the long run. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he couldn't be cut or, traded or something happened to him. But look, for me, I think he's going to be the 5th guy here. Who wants to be the 6th, maybe a 7th, but a lot of talent like Kyron Patrick. But we'll talk about these battles here in a second. But at linebacker, you could see 6 guys battling it out. And we talked about Kyron and Nolan Smith. Those edge rushers maybe could help you a little bit as an off-ball linebacker, stacked linebacker. So maybe you play them back there. But we talked about Morrow and Ellis. That was my number 1 battle when we talked about the top 20 battles heading into camp. And, Ellis got some first-team reps. So, look, I think, whoever it is, I'll be happy because I like Nakobe Dean a lot. And I think both Morrow and Ellis have the talent to work in this defense. So excited about that. Who wants to be the depth behind them? And speaking of depth, somebody's getting cut here that I really like. And that's unfortunate. You got 11 corners here that, dude, again, lots of talent, a lot of versatility here. McPherson showing he can play inside and out, something we knew since he was in college. Kaylee Ringo, I think he's a lock. He was drafted here. I think he's got a bright future. But you signed Greedy Williams, Josh Jobe, Josiah Scott, Mario Goodrich. Then you've got 2 undrafted kids this year, Mekhi Garner and Eli Ricks. And there's a couple versatile kids here like Mekhi Garner, even Mario Goodrich, Josh Jobe. You could try out a little bit of safety work. We know that Josiah Scott has dabbled there. So you've got some versatile pieces. I'm not so sure about Ricks, but I like Ricks. I like all these corners, really. Josiah Scott, I'm not going to be sad if he goes, but Goodrich probably won't make it either. But a lot of competition here. Excited about it. And then safety, man. Who's going to be the starters here? Who's going to be the depth? A lot of questions at the safety position. So I'm excited about this. I really think this defense, there's battles across the board, and, may the best man win. And then, of course, special teams, we have a battle there too. So hoping that somebody steps it up and shows us who wants to be that damn punter. So you saw the roster there. Now I'm going to tell you who I think the top 15 battles are. And, I'd love to hear your thoughts, who your top battles are, what you're most looking forward to. So whatever's on your mind, we're going to jump into this and talk about these battles here. Let me jump over these comments. It's not about where you are, but the content you always bring. Come on, why are sickos say, yo, that's what I'm all about, man. And I don't care when I'm in the hospital. Don't care what. Nothing's going to stop me. I love my birds. And for you sickos out there, it's for you, man. So rain or shine, baby, here we are. But wait, is he been referring his office is the bathroom? No, my office is next to the bathroom, though. So therefore, all that stuff was stored in there, the sink, everything. But I could piss it no matter where it is at this point. That's pretty much how I've been keeping it. So I keep it real in these part. But that D line, I'll be real with you. That the competition across the board is going to be awesome, from interior guys, edge rushers. So I'm all about it, my man, all about it. And look, you're going to see them coming up here. No one will get dropped back to play back. Yeah, that's what I've talked about. They've already had them doing that. So, yeah, that's what they're going to continue to try and see, with these versatile pieces like Kyron Johnson and Nolan Smith. So, yeah, they're a defense that has, multiple schemes in it, and they're going to use their weapons. Sidney Brown, all those things we've talked about. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about these top 15 battles here. And look, a little bit's changed, but there was a top 20 battle, so there's even more to be had here. So you can go check that video out if you want. You can see what I changed. A couple players changed. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Number 15. Talking about that linebacker. Look, for me, Sean Bradley provides you such great stuff on special teams. And I really feel, it's tough not to keep him, but Davian Taylor's got his old linebacking coach from Colorado here, DJ Elliott. So maybe, that brings something out of him. He, lives up to his draft position. But then you've got Ben Van Sumeren, freak athlete here. Think practice squad candidate, but you've got some linebacker depth here. So who wants to step it up, be that fourth guy? I think that's going to be fun to watch. But a lot of skill here. But this is the NFL, man. You got to step your game up, and we'll see who wants to do that. Now, number 14, I've got the offensive tackle depth that we talked about. Dear God, a lot of guys here. And we talked about Jack Driscoll, the fact that he can provide, back up to either those right or left tackle positions. But, you got to keep more than just him. If, God forbid, he needs to help out interior-wise, something like that. So, you see here, you've got guys like Dennis Kelly here, Brett Toth, the Johnson guys, veteran players, but then you've got Reed and Okorafor. So a lot of competition. Want to see, if one or two of these guys makes the team. I like Trevor Reed a lot, that undrafted kid, freak athlete, love his size, love to see what Stout can do with him. Now, number 13, this is an important one, but not one of my top favorite ones, because to me, either way, whoever wins, essentially here, I feel good about it because I like both these receivers. I'm hoping, and they both bring two different things to the table. So I'm hopeful that, they both can provide something to this offense. So as much as people make this, who's going to be the third guy? I don't care who gets more snaps. May the best man win. And I'm hoping it's a bi-weekly, basis where the skills of each of these guys is used. So you need a home run hitter, Quez Watkins. You need, the dink and dunk master, Zacchaeus. So all about it, man. Whoever wins, let's go. Then at number 12, let's just talk about the rest of those wide receivers. And that would happen to have, again, a lot of those guys we talked about here. But, of course, I left off the, main ones, the top four there that we know are making the roster. So, man, there's 8 guys fighting for, are we even going to keep a 5th wide receiver? You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, man, we definitely could, but who wants to be that guy? Can you help out in the return game? Deon Cain, Nada, Rambo, Hazelwood. There's Cleveland, a lot of guys here. So excited. You've got a couple like Hazelwood and Rambo, that are familiar with Hurts. Cain is familiar with the team. He was here last year. So excited about it. And a couple of those guys, let's get to the next number 11 here, kick returner and punt returner. And a couple of these, wide receivers are obviously on here. And I've also got Rashad Penny. I'm going to keep talking about him as a return man. Quez Watkins, they've been using there. I did have Josh Jobe, but they haven't been using him. Maybe you could throw him in there. We know Devontae Smith can do this, Kenny Gainwell, but looking at some guys that, are fighting for those actual jobs. So who wants to be the punt returner? Is Olamide Zacchaeus good enough that you can let Covey walk? You focus on other positions. Do you have a guy like Penny who's good enough? I think he talked about the other day losing some weight and playing that position. I'd love to have him as a kick returner. Did great in college, so let's go. Deon Cain, does he want to step it up, be, depth and a kick returner? Had 2 kick return touchdowns in the USFL last year, so excited to see who wants to step up as that specialist. Now, at number 10, that running back depth, man. I'm not going to mention the other running backs as we did last time. That was like number 20. To me, I don't care. Whoever, it's 1A, 1B, 1C for Penny, Swift, and Gainwell to me. It doesn't matter to me. But Scott, Sermon, Brooks, I'm intrigued to see who wants to be number 4 here. And doubt you keep 5. But Trey Sermon, if he wants to step it up, show this coaching staff why he was a 3rd-round pick, maybe he does. But Boston Scott, jack of all trades, man, really love what he can do. So tough to get rid of him, but excited to see the competition at running back. Now at safety, we talked about all the competition across the board there. Let's talk about the back end first here at number 9. Justin Evans, a former 2nd-round pick. I think a lot of talent there, starting experience. But then you've got Kayvon. They've been giving him some first-team reps, seeing how he's doing. He looked good at the end of the season. So, hey, it's going to be a battle to the death. Maybe we keep 4, 5. Don't know exactly what we're going to do at cornerback. Maybe some of those guys that can play safety, it makes it easier to cut one. But, hey, it's good to have, talent. Iron sharpens iron, so I'm all about it. Now at tight end, we talked about who's going to be behind Goddard. So 2 and 3, who's it going to be? Stoll, Calcaterra, Arnold, and Stoll. Calcaterra and Arnold. Haven't heard much of Arnold yet this camp, but look, pads are on. Let's see it. It's just training camp, so you're taking it all with a grain of salt. We'll watch these next couple of weeks. We'll watch the preseason games and decide them, but excited to see who wants to step it up. Arnold and Calcaterra, more of those receiving type tight ends, and then you see Stoll here, more of your blocking guy. Now we're going to go back to the defense here at number 7. You're going to get a few defensive positions here in a row, but you've got two below 2 Street, Ojomo, and Ellis. Man, do we keep 5 or 6? I think the top 4, it's clear, Carter, Cox, having Jordan Davis and Milton Williams, I think is a dream come true. So who wants to be the depth there? Look, Kentavious Street, a versatile guy, Ojomo, very versatile. So it's going to be tough to cut one of those guys. And Marlon Tuipulotu looked great before he got hurt. So a lot of competition to be had. And then on the edge there, dude, holy crap. We talk about, that top 4 there. Who's going to be 5 and 6? I think Barnett could be that 5th guy, but who wants to be 6? Who wants to be 7? Love Kyron Johnson's skill set. He's a versatile guy that can play off-ball stacked linebacker. You got Patrick Johnson, who did a lot of good things last year. So Matt Leo, he did retire, as I mentioned earlier, so he will not be part of that. But look, a lot of competition there. Excited about the edge rushers. Now, number 5 is cornerback. And my Lord, again, who's going to be that 5th, 6th? Because I think Ringo is a lock to make it. But beyond that, man, I'm really excited to see McPherson, Greedy Williams, Josh Jobe. Man, it's going to be hard. Those 3 just right there. But I like Garner. I like Ricks. I like these young guys. So excitement to be had here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we've got the safety position here at number 4. Look, may the best 2 men win. And I'm excited about it either way. Reed's been leading the way. They've had Terrell Edmonds and Kayvon Wallace mixing in. But Sidney Brown was on 3rd team. Then he was on 2nd team the other day. So he's moving up. Let's, again, remember he's a rookie. In due time, he will be a starter. This kid is a playmaker. Even if he's not a starter, there's 3 safety sets where he can get in. Let's effing go. Now to the top 3 at number 3, you've got punter here. Aaron Sipos and Ty Zentner. Still didn't fix the names. Clearly the pictures, they're flipped there, but you get it. The punter position. I need to see somebody stepping it up, looking good here. It's very important. We know in that damn Super Bowl how important it was. And, Sipos, you better got your shit together if Zentner's not going to win that job. So let's go Legatron. Let's go Sipos. Get it together. But very important to me, special teams here. Then we're going to hit up offense here at number 2. Who's winning the right guard job? And to me, it's not number 1 because, whoever wins, I feel good about it. Now, I don't think Driscoll's really in the running, but he's good enough to be giving that run. So let's give him the respect he deserves, and he'll be, part of this roster providing that depth. But really, Steen and Juergens battling it out. Juergens been holding it down this week. Maybe next week, Steen will be taking the reins. We'll see how they play it, but these guys are both going to get their chance to compete and win that damn job. May the best man win. Either way, they'll be surrounded by 2 Hall of Famers in Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce, and they will be part of the best offensive line in the game. So let's go. And then at number 1, still number 1, talked about this last week. And look, I'm going to stick with it. I am very, very intrigued by this one. And I got pretty excited this past week. We talked about how I wanted to see this, and I got to see a lot. So Ellis mixing in with the ones now. Look, it's not that I don't think Morrow's good. I think people are sleeping on Morrow's ability, especially as an ex-safety. But I think that this team, having 2 good linebackers that can play with Nakobe Dean, that's a good thing. Now, predominantly only one of these guys is going to be playing with Dean, 2 linebackers on the field. This isn't your grandpa's defense, So you're going to have those 2 backs. They got to be able to cover, got to have athleticism, and both these guys have that. So excited about that linebacker position still, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I get it. I actually have something coming out, and we'll see if I drop it tomorrow. But talking about a certain linebacker we've talked about before, but you've been asking a lot of questions. We'll break it down. But to me, I feel comfortable there. If they want to add to it, I'm all for it. But I feel pretty good right now about this entire roster. But let me hear your thoughts on it. Love to hear what you guys got going on up there. But this team, it's got me pretty excited. So all these battles, just being so deep, it gives you, it was hard to go through all this. I loved it. But he's looking great, man. And this is something, we've talked about. He's going to get his time. And the fact that we build around him as he's gotten to learn from Cox, from Hargrave, from all these people he's been around. But it's like, dude, now it's his turn with Carter, with Jordan Davis and Milton Williams and Fletcher Cox as the veteran piece to help him. I'm quite excited, but he's looking great, man, and he's going to have a big role as an interior defensive lineman. So excited about him. Not knowing is how it's going to make a good team is a great problem. Yay. And that's the thing, making this 53-man roster that I did, the pre-training camp. I can't talk today. I made that one, and it was, very difficult because this team is loaded. And it's like, well, then you got to start thinking about money. Then you got to start thinking about, like, well, this guy's a veteran, so you could cut him, not be on the initial 53 and be like, look, we have this guy here. This guy's going to get placed on the practice squad. We're going to do this. We'll sign you, or maybe we'll sign you after week 2 if we need a veteran. Then we don't have to give you that, guaranteed money that you would if they're on the roster for the initial 53. So a lot of things go into it, but it was driving me nuts, man. A lot of stuff that goes into that. So I'm with you, but great problem to have. Makes Taylor shine as he was meant to. And yeah, and he was also Kyron Johnson's coach at one point at Kansas. So bring out the best in these guys. That's what I'm all about. But look, they both bring 2 different things to the table. So for me, it's really not even like whatever, you know what I mean? To me, I'm excited to have both of them in this offense, and I think they'll both have a role. So I'm pumped there. But they're 2 different kind of receivers. So both can find roles, and Olamide can actually play outside and inside, where Quez, he really belongs outside. He's not much of a slot receiver. But Allen, which Allen are you talking about? I don't know which Allen you mean. Devin Allen is not even on the roster last year. So, he's not good enough to make the roster. So, he won't be utilized unless he gets good enough. But, what's going on, my dude? AK, I'll be down on Sunday. If you're going to be there, let me know. I'll be there myself. I'll be making live videos, letting everyone know where I will be. And looking forward, Drew, I know my man will be there. For anybody else who's going to be there, looking forward to meeting up with some of you again. But we'll be throwing it down, getting rowdy for an open practice. That's right. That's what Eagles fans do. And I'm all about it, baby. Let's go. Arnold, he's a decent receiver for sure. He's good. But I think that, you got to have you got to step it up if you're going to beat out Calcaterra, who's got a bright future. So it's going to be great competition to watch. What is going on, Alex? Nice to see you, my dude. But hey, look, it's sicko season, so I understand a lot of people, they'll come back right around this time. They're going to start coming back preseason. But look, man, it's just nice to see you whenever it is. I appreciate you. If you catch up on any of those older videos trying to see what's been going down, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, but really appreciate you taking the time. Hope all has been well. We're downstairs because my entire office was taken over. My bathroom ripped apart. My whole house had the windows done before that happened, so it's just been pure chaos. But hope you're doing well. Linda, appreciate you taking the time as well. That's all I've got for you guys tonight, but appreciate you all. If you have any final thoughts, let me hear them. If you got anything from this, you can always hit that like button. But, I would be fine with that. But all I want is that trophy at the end of the season. That's what the main focus is. Let's go effing get it. Let's go. And I'm pumped up as well, Drew. Ready to run through effing walls at all times. But, I didn't have him cut either. I had to put him on my 53. He's such a versatile piece, and he's so young. And you talk about what he can do. And one of the things I talked about was, he has that versatility just like Milton Williams. So that's something that you want, and I'm with you 100% on that. So you can go check out any of those, the projected 53-man roster. I broke down every single position. You guys can get my thoughts on each and every one of them. But look, I love each and every one of you guys. So if you have any further thoughts, questions about what's going on, love to hear it. But Brian, glad you enjoyed it. Appreciate you taking the time. But I got to get rolling here. Until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. I hope you all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!